I can't see the comments on it though.
Yeah, I'll try to look at my phone.
Morning. Welcome to Tyke Farming in the Philippines. We tried to go live on the laptop and it wouldn't have it, just kept going round and round and round. So now we're on the phone, but I can't see any comments yet. Can we get comments?
For a while, I'm just trying to figure out, can we turn the camera? I don't know.
Well, if you turn the camera up right, you'll see the comments. Get plugged in on the other phone. Do it that way.
And I will read on my phone.
Yeah, I know there's a couple of comments I've seen already. It's 4 o'clock our time, obviously, just turned now. Ramble came in just before 3:30. I go up at 3:30 and unlock the gate. I didn't want to go up this morning. I've slept really well this last 3 nights. I've had about 6-7 hours sleep. So I could have done the same last night, but I had to get up at 3:30.
We can't do the phone like that, no? Because
you can, yeah,
you're like that man.
Yeah, I see. No, go on, turn it round though.
I don't know.
No, you can't turn it round. We'll put it on the telly, see if you can get the comments on the telly.
What's this for?
You should be able to get the comments.
Or we can do like that. I will remove the phone, put it like that.
Whatever.
You have three watching now.
Oh, another one will have a party. So I didn't want to go up this morning, but we're going now. I've got the well pump on because we use a fair bit of water. We're just butchering a pig this morning. We're not doing any chickens. We butchered 16 chickens, I think, last week. 4 or 5 left. And the ones we got down the bottom, we sold 2 yesterday, picked the 2 biggest out, and they were 1.5 kilos, but the rest of them are 1.2 maybe. So I'll get them out tomorrow morning. The cage we put out the front to sell live birds, it's down the bottom. I'll get that up today and get it cleaned out, and then we'll put live birds in tomorrow morning. Yeah, we sell more out the freezer than what we do live birds.
See, you like that on the telly.
Yeah, we sell more out the freezer than what we do live birds. Well, there's comments here. Look.
Spartan, rotate your camera.
Sorry?
Rotate your camera.
Yeah.
Rotate your camera. Rotate your camera. Can you remove it?
Yeah, well, you see, you're looking at a fellow here. Yeah, well, you see, you're looking at a fellow here. When it comes to technology, I'm still on the box brownie. When it comes to Can you turn the volume down?
Yeah.
Right. So we got some comments. We're very well organised this morning. I mean, we've only done this a handful of times before, and that's a few weeks ago. So we're starting again, really. But at least Wi-Fi's on, and we can do it. Spartan Storm's in. Now it's good. Morning, Spartan. Panda, how much are you selling chickens for? What are we selling out the freezer for, Jean?
Dead one is 200.
200 pesos a kilo for dressed chicken out the freezer.
And live weight is 160.
And live chickens we're selling at 160 a kilo. Me on Buntag. Good morning, I think, Panda, isn't it? Or good day or something like that.
Yeah, it's good morning.
No, we're good.
You're against the light. Can I turn off the light?
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah. Marifa Lucas said hi. Hi, Marifa. And there was a couple of comments I've seen.
The other one.
When we first tried to set up on the computer. A guy from England and another guy. So good morning to you two. It's only a minute or 2 minutes ago, but I forgot your name already.
Martin, I think.
Martin, yeah. Morning, Martin. Whereabouts in the UK are you? I know you said England.
Is it too dark, David, or just right?
Well, it'll do. Well, which light you turned off?
No, it's okay. You're very clear in there.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so three fellas are in. They're filling up the water barrel, and we're butchering one pig today. It'll be 82, 83 kilos dead weight. There's another fella butchering a pig at the top of the mountain. That's his last pig he's doing. And Toto's butchering a pig on the other side of the mountain here. I think he started butchering in a bit of a hurry due to he had a bout of scouring, and he decided to go through the litter of pigs they were raising, and his pigs are about 50 kilo. So there's a bit of competition again. With maybe half a pig in the freezer. So by the end of the day, we'll maybe have a full pig in our freezer, or 3/4 of a pig, or whatever. But we do sell a fair bit of pork throughout the week, 2 or 3 kilos a day. It adds up to 20, 30 kilos. Which is a good third of the pig. And Jean wants to butcher every week if we can. With another 3 pigs left, what are ready. And then we're on to the middle pigs. So I'll have to get the middle pigs weighed, give us an idea how much further they've got to go. I would think the ones we're doing now will be 95 kilos live weight. I would think they'll be about 70 kilos, so they're not far behind. And then we're on to the piglets we got in last week. They were quite heavy coming in, 12 kilos. We weigh them after so many days. They should be due to be weighed any time. There'll be 20 kilos now, and roughly worked out we'll be able to get to December with the pigs we've got, and by December next month, the September, the 3 gilts will be farrowing, and their piglets will be ready by December. So hopefully, with a bit of luck, we'll be producing his own pork from scratch December onwards. We need to save another 3 gilts. I don't know what litter we'll pick them out of. Not the litter we're butchering now. Maybe the last litter to come in. I don't know. But there wasn't many females in that last litter, was there?
No.
Yeah. Is there any more comments?
Yeah, someone said they're a Yorkshire kangaroo.
Sorry?
Yorkshire kangaroo.
Yorkshire kangaroo. Yeah, well, I suppose they are a bit. They did have kangaroos in England. Escaped from the zoo over the years, or wallabies in Derbyshire. I don't know if they're still there. They were there for donkey's years.
Is it okay like that?
Yeah, but I can't read the comments. No chance of reading the comments.
Someone said, do you not save them for fiesta time when you get good whack?
Good.
What? W-A-C-K. Whack.
No. Fiesta time, we had pigs, the local fiesta, on this mountain. And what did we kill that day? 5 pigs?
5 pigs.
5 pigs butchered and sold in that day, with no pork left. If we had 6 to butcher, it had all gone. And then with no pork for a few weeks after that, waiting for them to come through, because 5 went in one day. Yeah.
You want me to alter that, or you're fine with it? That's okay. Yeah, 11 watching.
11 watching. Yeah, well, it's evening in UK. I think it's middle of the night in Australia.
No, it's morning in Australia.
What time in the morning?
7 o'clock in the morning.
All right. Yeah.
Oh,
7 o'clock.
someone did send you Spartan.
Oh, thank you, Spartan. We've got a bit of yellow on the screen.
You can read it. Oh.
We don't often see that.
I give you your glasses.
One of the workers.
When the piglets
Babysit.
are born, babysit them for the first few nights.
Yeah, we don't really know what's going to happen when the first piglets are born. Whether we'll have the new sow pens any ready or not. With 2 farrowing pens. Now, two of the gilts will farrow. They were served at the same time, so they'll farrow at the same time, possibly. The third one was a few days later. So we could quite easily have 2 gilts farrowing for the first time together. So I've never farrowed before. So I'll definitely need some help. I'll have somebody with me. Other than Jean, because Jean has to open the shop 5 in the morning. Chances are they'll farrow around midnight, before or after, but usually night time. And it depends on the setup. Now we've got 2 hot boxes. And the piglets, after they've had the initial feed, I'll go into the hot box. They'll follow the warmth with the light. or they'll be herded in the hot box, and the door will be closed. So that'll go and give you 2 hours before the pig starts crying for the piglets again to feed them again. If need be, there'll be somebody there with them all the time. If we have the sow pens sorted out, I might have gates organised where the sow can be separated from the pigs, and after the first night they should be safe enough to go in and out of the hot box themselves when the mother calls them. But if need be, we'll sit up with them all week, because keep dead loss to a minimum. And you do lose a lot of pigs with the mothers just laying down and squashing them.
He gonna sleep with the pigs.
What's that?
Anthony Pike. Good day, Dave. Keep it going. Love you so. All the best. Tony Pike.
Tony Tyke.
Pike.
Oh, Tony Pike.
Yeah.
Morning, Tony. Thank you.
John Witter. Watching from the UK.
Oh, John. Whereabouts in the UK, John? It's a really good setup we've got this morning. Previously, I've been able to read the comments on the computer. So I've got to go.
I don't know if you can still see it.
Well, have a go.
Then you. Someone said.
Yeah, but it's going to be a new experience farrowing the pigs. If I lose any, then it doesn't really bother me. But if I lose one through stupidity, then it does bother me. If I lose pigs because I haven't done something right, then it bothers me. So I shall have put a lot of thought into it before they actually farrow. It may be we farrow them in the pens they're already in. I've got some rope, and what they do locally, they'll tie the pig to the post so it can't flop down on the piglets. So I'll be doing that this next week or so. Then we'll make a halter for the pigs, and we can put them on the pigs and tie them up for an hour a day or half an hour a day to start with, to get them used to the halter. So if we have to use that, we can do. It's an option. We've got to plan for it, because I'll get very annoyed if we lose pigs needlessly, you know.
Can you get the phone?
Right.
But still, you're gonna use that one.
Yeah. We're on the computer now.
You're there.
Oh.
You're there.
Yeah.
You're doing this for live, not the computer,
All
but
right.
you can read the comments.
I'm with you. So I'm still talking to the mobile phone, propped up against the computer, but now I can see the comments. Right. The first technology I saw as a young kid was a television. I'd seen a wireless, and the television was 3 foot square by 4 foot high in a cabinet, and it had a 6-inch screen, and you plugged it in, and it took 3 to 5 minutes for it to warm up to get a picture. And it usually had a potter's wheel on it, and on the bottom it says interlude. Watch with Mother, Bill and Ben. And how the world's gone crazy with the internet. It's a wonderful thing, the internet. No?
You're on Edward Don.
On there?
No, it's there.
Edward Down.
Yeah.
When you purchase a plasterboard for a new build, probably foil back for the kind of setting and moisture proof for the bathrooms. Yeah, you can get plasterboard here, Edward, but it's not commonly available. What we'll be using is
Sige na, Jill.
cement board. What do you call the cement board here? It's a brand name. No, I don't know. If you can see the ceiling here, that's what's being used on the ceiling here. This one's
Hardiflex.
Hardiflex. You can see the lines where the boards are, but there again, it wasn't finished particularly well in this veranda. It didn't need to be. We can get a better finishing on that. And if we can't get a good finish on the ceilings, we can stifle them. If anybody remembers, that was a few years ago. It hides all the imperfections off the ceilings. But if we spend a bit of time on it, we should be able to get it right. Now, normally in the showers and bathrooms, you'd use blue board, which is cement board. I don't know what the difference is. Like I say many times, I'm not a builder. Now I'll see if I can get the blue board.
Ginagay.
If not, then we'll be using the same Hardiplex. We'll put a waterproof coating on, and it will all be tiled. No doubt people will tell me if you can't do that, and it'd be good to know if we can't. But if I can get the blue board, the proper stuff, then that's what I'll do. John Witter, morning John. Cambridge right now. Oh, right now, so you maybe don't live there, but you're in Cambridge. You'll be rowing your boat, no doubt. Martin Bowden.
Yeah, that's the man.
Yeah. Good morning, Martin. Yes, Spartan. I'm not quite sure how I'll do this, because I haven't looked into it. Somebody made a comment the other day, actually, about the looked into it. Somebody made a comment the other day, actually, about the right, about the stud wall. Now, I don't sit here all day on YouTube looking into things. I just haven't got the time to do it. But I need to look into farrowing pigs in some details. The best way to go about it. Now, when these piglets are born, I know some people do snip the teeth. And I know some people snip the teeth and snip the tails straight away when they're born. A lot of people snip the teeth the following day. But they can do a lot of damage to the mother in that first feeding. And you've got to get them on the teat for the colostrum. And the benefits of the colostrum are at the highest, same as any animal, cows or whatever, the first couple of hours, and then it starts degrading. And it's probably different animal to animal, but I think after 12 hours, the colostrum is not very rich in the antibodies you need. So, to my way of thinking, if you can snip the teeth, snip the tail, put them on the teat straight away, there's no nervous system developed. None of us would ever be born if we had a nervous system, we could feel pain, etc., etc. We'd never make it out the birth canal. So if it is a practice to do them 2 jobs at birth, then to my way of thinking it'd be a good time to do them. And then all you've got then later on is the male pigs to castrate. And you don't actually have to castrate the male pigs if you're going to butcher them, because if you butcher the pigs before puberty, they won't have a raw taste. But I will castrate them, because if we have too many pigs and we need to sell some, nobody will buy them if they haven't been castrated. I mean, the pig buyer will buy them to go to a factory, but they'll only give you half the money you can get elsewhere. Yeah, so that's one. So we've had an eventful week this week with the stud walls. I thought they'd be all right, but I got a lot of comments telling me otherwise, and my son messaged me telling me otherwise. And if you stuff up, you stuff up, and you put it right. And it was interesting with Win, how to manage Win and getting to put it right. And it went very well with him, actually. But when we first had a word with him, he didn't say anything to me and Jim. But he got very grumpy with the other 2 work fellas. He didn't want to do it. But when he did it, and he could see the difference, and I could see the difference, oh, he was all on board. He'd learned. Initially, he'd seen it as criticism of his work, I suppose. But now he went on to the old thing, stripped it out, and he's really happy that he's actually learnt something, and he's getting on par with the other supervisors we've had here on the past. I was talking to him last night about when we start laying tiles and asking him how he lay tiles, and he put a string line down the middle and he put a string line down the edge of the wall, and he'd lay his tiles and then work across like that. And I said, oh, we won't be doing it that way. We'll be starting in the middle. No. I said, yeah, we'll start in the middle. I said, just hang on, I'll explain to you why. And you start in the middle and work out to the edges of the room. The only cut tiles we've got are on the outside edges of the room. And then I explained to him that in the west you'll have a skirting board, goes round the bottom of the floor, so it hides all your cuts. And not 100% sure he knew exactly what I was saying, but he appeared to understand what I was saying. And he says, oh, we'll sort it out when we get to it. Yeah, I've answered the comments. Yeah, so we've had a very good week. I'm happy with them stud walls now. I got a comment, 2 comments. One saying you shouldn't make them mistakes, you should go on YouTube and just haven't got the bloody time to go on YouTube and study every detail before we do it. Another comment about the stud walls. Can't understand why you're doing it. Waste of time and money. Just seal the wall and paint it. Waste of time. And you could, I suppose, get a bit agitated about comments like that. Yeah. But, you know, it's not his fault. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's not his fault. He can't see what we're doing, so I explain what we're doing. Rather than just being offhand with him. How we'd have vents in the bottom of the wall and whirlybird vents in the roof, which creates an airflow which draws air in from the bottom of the wall, expels it out the roof, and you've got a cooling effect. What we call trolls, I think. But I don't. If they're talking nonsense, I usually just thank you for commenting. I don't get involved with them. But I thought that was a good one, so I educated him a little bit, or tried to. Probably went over the top of his head. But yeah, it is a weird thing, is this YouTube blogging. Oh, to me it is. Because throughout my life I've been the fellow just to the back a little bit, weighing it all up, taking it all in. And only at the front when I needed to be. Usually with too much beer and loss of temper. But never mind about that. Martin, yes, we've got one Brahma white one, the same as the large white one. It looks like a hen to me. Jane thinks it might be a cockerel. And I've just put it in the other pen with the Plymouth Rocks. And I'm hoping it is a cockerel. Now, we do have another one. We're not sure if it's a Brahma, like the golden colour Brahma, or whether it's a Rhode Island Red Cross. It's a lighter colour than the Rhode Island. It doesn't have any feathers on its feet like the big Brahma cockerel, the lighter coloured one. But maybe we'll be looking at that one. So they are coming through. There's two Brahma cockerels in that pen, with mostly the black chickens, black Astrolopes. But I put a couple of Rhode Island Reds in there. So I'm liking them big birds, and I'm hoping to get more of them. Because I decided a few weeks ago, instead of having the birds separate, and they tried to go for purebred birds of the different breeds, we'll go for pretty looking birds, crossbreeds. That's what people want to buy here. They want to buy a chicken or a cockerel which looks nice. At the minute, with the incubator, we're getting about just under 50% hatchings. And when the old eggs are boiled up, there's one or two maybe with a chick inside, but most of the lots left don't have a chick. So I'm thinking 50% of the eggs we're getting are fertile and 50% aren't. But there's quite a few hatchlings of his own down there now. There's about 8 to 10 bigger birds down there, which we can catch and put into the other pens. Yeah, we were losing quite a few birds a week ago, 10 days ago. Too many. every day I was going down there and we maybe have 1, 2 or 3 even dead birds in different pens. Now when you add that up, if you're losing 2 a day, 14 a week, it's a big bite out of your profit. So I did a lot of work this week, doing medication and making sure that they were getting it on a daily or twice weekly basis, whatever one. All this week, the chickens have had medication every day, and we have gone on top of it. 3 days. I haven't been down there this morning yet. Hopefully 4 days today with no dead loss. And yesterday I did the same with the pigs feed and the medication going into the pig feed, because them 3 gilts are getting to the stage now where they need a lot of vitamins, so I need to get that right.
Yeah, they're turning 3 months.
They're turning 3 months. If you don't get it right, then it might cause you problems in farrowing. I don't know. We need to start getting halters made for them, halter training them, in case we have to tie them up. We might be able to use the farrowing pens. As soon as they start showing signs of bagging up or nesting, well, hopefully before they start showing signs of nesting, we'll get them into them pens and put them in the farrowing crates. They don't have to stay in there all day, but get them when we feed them. Make them go into the farrowing crates to feed, but leave the door open so they can back out and get around in the pen. Not quite sure how we'll do it, but we'll wait up as we go along. Mojo for Philippines. Mojo. There's a lot of YouTube videos on fermented feed, and I suggest you have a look. There's people on there say you can save 50% on feed. There's a woman in New Zealand, I think, saying it was a waste of time. I saw, and she couldn't even get a 10% serving. I'm getting a serving. I can't quantify it. I'm 3 weeks, and hopefully shortly, 4 weeks ahead of the game, feed-wise. I'm revamping the fermenting now and making it more consistent. But I'm definitely 3 weeks ahead of the curve, feed-wise, on these pigs we're butchering now. There's still a week or a fortnight away to transferring onto finisher, and the pigs we butchered before never went on to finisher. They're not old enough to go on to finisher. Now I can't quantify the saving, but there's got to be a saving. But I am ad-lib feeding the pigs as well, and banging as much feed into them as I can. So it's not automatically that I get 3 weeks saving of feed, because I'm maybe using more feed up to that butchering date to get them 3 weeks in front. But yeah, I'd say there is a good saving. But the thing is as well, you ferment the feed, it's higher in aminic acids and various other things, so that there's not as much waste from the feed. There's more of the feed absorbed by the pig and not discarded through manure. So you're getting more out of the feed, and your the aminic acids and different things increase. You're feeding the immune system as well, and the pH within the pig's gut is being lowered by the fermented feed. Now, bad bugs, if you will, generally speaking, need an acidic environment to multiply quickly, make the pigs ill. If you've lowered the acidity, made the gut more alkaline, then you're also protecting the pig. But there's a lot of information on YouTube, and it's well worth having a look, so you can understand it. I can understand how it works, but I can't express it very well because I've not been back to refresh my memory about what the advantages or whatever. For me, it's enough to know it works. But the consistency wasn't very good, and the cleanliness wasn't very good, so I'm working now to sort out. And the only way to do it really is to do it myself. These three fellas are concentrated on construction. They are construction workers, and I want them concentrating on construction. So I'm having to step in and do a little bit more. And I feel better for doing a little bit more, to be honest. But, you know, I'm 77-year-old. If I don't want to do anything, I don't do anything. I've been retired a good while. That's the biggest mistake I ever made, I think, was retiring. Because as soon as you stop work, you start going downhill rather quickly. And it's very hard to come back. But I've come back a fair bit physically in the last 3 years, but it's very slow.
Turn on the phone.
Yeah, turn the phone. But the alternative in old age is to sit in front of the telly watching the football, waiting for God, and, you know, that's not for me at all. Oh, what you use to originally start the fermented feed? Yeah, quite simple. Put the feed you're fermenting in a container, fill it up with water. Most people say just an inch over the top. I've got my own marks on these barrels now. I could show in more detail when I do one, I think. And to start it, what I did originally, I couldn't get milk without it being homogenized and pasteurized and all the others. Raw milk, that's it. If you can get raw milk, put a pint of raw milk in the first barrel to start it. I couldn't get anything like that. There's other things you can put in as well. So what I did, but whether it did any good or not, I got 4 bottles of Yakult, and I put that in, filled it with water, and it started fermenting. Now, it would have started fermenting if you'd have put nothing in, just a little bit slower to start, because the natural yeasts in the feed, etc. But what I do now on an ongoing basis, the empty barrel, I put a bit of water in the bottom and I wash out the remains of the last barrel and I put that in the new barrel. Just speeds the fermenting process up. You can ferment feed here in a 12-hour period if it's sat in the sun for 12 hours. Probably 24 hours is a better option. But I'm thinking 24 hours would be the perfect sort of time frame. But what I'm after with fermented feed now is cleanliness and consistency in every barrel of feed is the same, and the measured amount of medication if I want to put medication in the feed. And every bin has got a small handful, because I've got small hands, of charcoal, and that's a natural wormer, natural dewormer, but it keeps the gut healthy. So that's what I'm doing, and I think it's working for me, and you know, maybe work for other people. A lot of people doing it, fermented feed and chicken feed. Chicken feed didn't work for me. I might have another go with chicken feed fermented at a later date, because I'm sure it'll work just as well for chickens if you can get it right. I couldn't get it right. If you lower the pH in the chicken's gut, there's less likelihood of the chicken getting infected. I was reading a injection regime, medication regime of one company who had for chickens, and there was half a dozen injections and all these. If you applied all that to your flock, you would never make any money. And of course, these companies selling injectables and supplements, their business is to sell. So it's difficult to know really what you should do or what you have to do. I mean, the meat bird chicks are all injected, I forget the name of the disease, out of hatcheries, they're all injected for one particular disease as a day-old chick. Now, my hens have inoculated for Newcastle disease and they've had the boosters. That's the only inoculation I do, and the rest is supplements, antibacterial and vitamins. But I want to put them two antibacterial vitamins on a more regular basis, more controlled basis. Might finish it once a week, twice a week. This week I've been make sure every day they've had antibacterial and vitamins, and I've solved the problem we had with dead loss, I think. Touch wood. Won't know really for another week, but it's looking that way. Yeah, Martin had, well, not Martin had 9 piglets, but he soured 9 piglets. One stillborn and lost one. When the pig laid down, yeah, it's, like I say, I've never farrowed pigs, Martin, but that's the biggest problem with farrowing is the mothers squashing the piglets. Obviously they don't do it on purpose, but they are a big animal. I mean, the gilts down there are getting really big now. I'd said 140, 160 kilo, I don't know. Too big to weigh anyway. And they're all gentle pigs. You've got to be wary of them when you go in the pen, because they're still very young pigs. And they do jump about sometimes. But there's a size to knock you over, no problem. But Yeah, and that's the thing, Martin. When you hear people on YouTube and that, oh, they've had 16 piglets, 18. Our sow had 22 piglets. It's possible. That's neither here nor there. What you go on is how many piglets are weaned. You can have 22 piglets. I mean, that's a lot. But say you have 16 piglets, you can have 2 piglets stillborn. You do get a chance to save them if they're not breeding, not functioning. When you give them a good rub down, I've got a little plastic gun thing, put it on the snout and pull the trigger, and it sucks any mucus out the snout. Depends how far you want to go with it, but you can cup your hand and blow some air into it. And I wouldn't have any problem doing that, because if you can save that piglet, it's a 5,000 peso note. And just as importantly, if you've got 3 dead piglets, you've done your best. Other people in the big commercial piggery, possibly, but I've seen big commercial piggeries take a lot of time with the piglet to try and save it. The other option would be just throw it in a bucket. Well, that's not really for me. I want to try and get every pig, because the important thing is not how many piglets the sow has had, how many piglets were weaned. And I read a good while ago, maybe 12 months or 2 years ago, the industry this fellow was in South Africa, the industry standard for weaning pigs was 10. Now you might think that's a little bit low if the pigs had 16 piglets to get 10 weaned, but that's over the lifetime of 6 pregnancies to get an average of 10. Now your sow had 9 piglets and you lost one and one was stillborn, so you got 7 piglets. So that sow, her average to weaning, if you wean all 7, is 7. So that's below industry standard. Now the next pregnancy you might have 14 and you wean 12, and then that's bringing your average up. So that's the benchmark, is 10 piglets weaned on each sow. If you can get the average to 11, 12, then you're doing really well. If your average falls below 10 and you're getting 8 or 7, then you're not doing so good. But if your sow is only having 7 piglets and then the next litter is 9 piglets and the third litter is 11 piglets, you're never going to get the average of 10 from that sow. So you don't have to beat yourself up on it, but you know the benchmark, an average of 10, and that's what we have to aim for, that we get that average of 10 as the benchmark. If we've fallen under that, then you have to think of what you can do better. If you're falling over that average of 10, then you're doing well, and you know you're happy because you know you're doing a good job. Or that's the way I think. Or the other, talking about piglets and snipping teeth and docking the tails, the other thing you have to do early on, I think 10 days, is an iron injection. And then you're finished until castrating. I don't know how, 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 long that is, or to check up. But we've got Ramal here. He can castrate pigs. I've seen pigs castrated when I was a kid, but I've never done it myself. So it's all new, this farrowing business. What time are we now? 5 o'clock. Oh, hours gone quick.
Yeah.
Jean's here, sleeping. Head on the table. It's still dark. I haven't heard the pig yet.
Oh, it's done, Uy.
Oh, you heard it. I was concentrating on this. So the pig's done.
Yeah.
They'll be bringing it up daylight. Maybe another 15 minutes to daylight.
I won't open the shop yet.
No.
Might be having monster there outside.
Yeah, there's a monster knocking around out up this mountain.
Okay.
A bird monster, as they call him. It's a man crawling around. Terrifying in the community. It's either some fellow with a good sense of humour, or he's pissed out of his head. But he's been to the shop apparently, Jim. You were telling me last night. There's a customer. And I said, well, don't serve him. Just say, no, thank you, Mr. Monster Man. Piss off. So I make light of it. But they do get upset and worried about these things. The barangay police are patrolling. It's real for them. Yeah, a lot of worried people on the mountain at the minute because of this, whatever it is going on, the fella or whatever. But again, people are very getting a bit upset about it all. Yeah. Martin Morden.
Just laugh.
Yeah, laughing.
Big laugh.
A blue face with a fish face, aren't
Laugh on what you said.
What did I say? I can't. Yeah, I've already said it. I don't remember now.
What monster?
Oh, the monster.
Ming.
Oh, no.
Ming. Ako rong ka. Mojo.
I'm not exactly sure, Mojo. I'll have to get Jean to work it out this week. It's September.
Last week.
Last week in September. So we're only 4 weeks away. So we need to be getting organised for it now. I need everything on hand what I might require. I need clippers. I've got clippers in here for the teeth, but I might order a better set. I'll have to look up and see whether to do the tails at the same time. If other people are doing it. If other people aren't doing it, then I won't do it. A lot of people I do know clip the teeth the day after, from what I've seen. I'll see if I can find anybody who's doing it at birth. It seems to me that if you do it at birth, it's all done and finished with.
I think that's 3 days after.
3 days after. 3 days is a long time to clip your teeth. They're like needles. They can do a lot of damage to the nipples in 3 days. Yeah, so we're 4 weeks away. So I need to start thinking about it and researching about it a little bit and getting ready, getting them all to trained in case we have to tie them up. All this sort of stuff thing. Think of all the eventualities, what might happen, and if they happen, we've got some sort of plan for it. I need towels to rub and dry. I'll take his own towels out the cabin, the old ones, the frayed ones, and buy new towels for us. they need a good rub down. I've got the little gun thing to clear the mucus out of the snout. Maybe a little bit of piping what'll fit over the snout and I can blow in from the other end. I don't want to be getting too close to all that bloody rubbish on the snout.
You stay there, I will open the shop.
Jim's going to open the shop. And get everything prepared. So I might not do it right. I might make mistakes. I might lose some pigs through not knowing what I'm doing. I can bear that, providing I give it my best shot, providing I had everything at hand to maybe save a pig. If I save a piglet, then I'll be delighted in that. It won't be a disaster. It won't be a total success because it's the first time. I'll have maybe Rammel with me, who's farrowed before, so he'll be a good asset. But here they're very accepting. If a piglet comes out and it's not breathing, they'll give it a bit of a shake and they'll put it in the bucket. That's the attitude, life and death here. Whereas that's not my attitude. I mean, if it was a lamb, you clear its snout and you tickle its snout with a bit of grass to make it sneeze. And if need be, you swing it round your head to clear any mucus out of. Or you certainly give it a shake up and down. You can give a piglet a shake up and down. But you do your best for it. You don't accept that you've lost a pig just because it's stillborn. There's a chance you can bring it back. That's my attitude anyway. Thermostat to stop bleeding on the umbilical cord. Yeah, I'll look into that, Spartan. And tooth floss also. Now, what are you going to do with tooth floss? Tie the umbilical cord? I don't know. You can let me know, Spartan. Normally they come out and the umbilical cord is broken. From what I've seen on yes, if you cut it, then the tooth floss will be to tie it, I would imagine. Yeah, so something else I've learned, I need tooth floss. I can imagine in the Philippines, they won't buy tooth floss. They'll use straw. They use straw for everything. I picked up at City Hardware, believe it or not, 3 years ago now. I bought a cement mixer, and this little truck of mine, this little ute, we loaded it in the back of the ute, and it was a massive load for that little ute. He carried the weight all right, but it was big. And the staff at City Hardware, they put it on the back of the ute, and they were tying it on with straw. I went back. I didn't have any ties. I went back in City Hardware and bought some straps. You can imagine coming up the mountain with that big bloody mixer on the back of the little truck, tied on with bloody straw. And people who don't know, straw here is the plastic
tie,
plastic string. They tie the boxes up in the supermarkets, the cartons, to take the shopping away, and they whittle the straw and break it. They don't cut it. It's quite weak stuff. It's useful stuff for many things, but not for tying on a bloody cement mixer. Yeah, so that's the next big event, is Farrowing. Very big event for me. for the three fellas here, it's what they've got on that day. Now today it's butchering. There's no chickens being butchered, so they're coming very early. They finish at 11:30, 12 o'clock. They'll do the pigs. They'll clean the pigs out and feed them this morning. And when we're not doing chickens, I like them to do a little bit more. Because they finish at 9:30 before they start on the pigs. They have breakfast. So they'll take the two bays, they'll take the metal, the stud work down out of there, and I'll be happy with that. And then they'll be away at 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Last video, some Mojo asked something. Not came up yet.
Yeah, the youth, how much did it cost us?
230.
230,000 pesos. So how much is that in pounds?
7, 14, 21.
£3,000. Yeah, £3,500. They might be a bit dearer now.
I thought you said 230.
But they won't be much dearer.
I forgot now.
I mean,
180, 230, something like that.
180, 230. So let's say £3,000. Maybe £3,500 now. Brand new, of course. Brand new paint. A 20-year-old vehicle, probably. They brought from Japan as scrap and used parts. But yeah, it's a good little ute. That's all it's worth is £3,000. But that's what you pay for a used car in the West. You know, you wouldn't pay a lot of money. Used cars aren't worth a great deal. That's the worst part, and thank you. Jane, message me.
No, I'm gonna go there to weigh the pigs. He can make his own.
Yeah.
And we'll go there for a while.
Yeah, okay, and I will. Jane's going down with a little book to get the weight. So what I'll do, I'll make a cup of coffee and I'll give you the weight of this pig before I close the live stream. We've been on again an hour just over. It's gone very well. Thank you for turning up, the people in the comments. Without a few comments, then I would struggle with it. Yeah, cup of tea. Right, give me a minute. I'm still here. I watch now and again. I watch the Aussie farming in the Philippines live stream. I watch a lot of his videos. He's got a good setup, and he's doing a live stream. He gets up and sorts the dogs out. He gets up and does this. He's got his own style as William, of course. And he buggers off outside, mows a bit of grass and comes back. Yeah, so kettle's on boiling. Yeah, thanks for that, Spartan. That's the best comment I've had. Jean, bring Mr. Tyke a cup of tea. It's just getting daylight now. So after this, I'll be down the piggery. I'll feed the pigs because it'll be a while before they get down there to wash them out. So I'll feed the pigs, check all the chickens. Hopefully no dead loss again this morning on chickens. And organise some more tubs of feed. And that's what I'm concentrating on at the moment. The stock has to be top of the list, but the construction is important, obviously. I got a comment on advising me how to grow you'll never grow your YouTube channel doing that, this and the other. So I politely replied. But what he I think he was a bit of a not so good comment, let's say. Trying to bait me a bit as well. On the largest scheme of things, this YouTube channel, I do get enjoyment out of doing it, but it's low down the list. The welfare of the stock is at the top of the list. Getting a production line going, producing produce, is at the top of the list. Building a business to sell that produce is at the top of the list. And then underneath that, the next thing is building the house. The YouTube channel is not even on the list, really. Because it can't be at the moment. There's too many other things priority. Obviously the stock management from a humane point of view has got to be at the top of the list, but from the financial point of view, it's important. I built the piggery before the house. I made that decision a long while ago because the shop, the piggery, the chickens have to produce an income to build the house. I've got my pensions every month and they go a long way. But if I'm going to continue working with these three fellas, I've got to make a profit on the farm to supplement the pensions to keep them employed. And keeping them employed is important. I don't want to lay them off with gaps unless I have to. But Wynn's been with me now for 3 years, and he's worked hard for me. We haven't always got on some things, and I've had to put him in his place a couple of times. But on the whole, and the other two we've got on site at the moment, and one or two before then as well, who don't work here anymore, they've worked really well. And I'm duty bound to look after them to an extent, if I can. If financially I can't, then reality is reality. They have to be laid off for a period of time. But if I can keep them going, yeah, I want to keep them going. Not just to get the house done quicker, but they deserve a bit of loyalty in return from me as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things top of the list before YouTube. I get a load of gravel every month out of YouTube. 7,000 pesos is usually what we get in a month. And, a load of gravel is a load of gravel. I can do a lot with a load of gravel. So I do get a return on it. But if you was trying to do a YouTube channel to make an income as a business, you wouldn't be doing a farming video in the Philippines. It's a niche market. You'd be talking politics and shite like the rest of them, or upsetting people, or this sort of thing. And there's a small number of people throughout Europe and America are interested in a farming blog from the Philippines because they may be thinking or dreaming, or they may never come to retire here. The cost of living here, if you're on a basic state pension, whether it be Australia and England as I am, or America, you can live a middle class lifestyle here. So it's very attractive to a small number of people. Can you get decent tea bags, Edward? Yes and no. You can get Lipton's yellow label everywhere, and it's okay. It's not bad tea. But I've got Yorkshire tea in the cupboard. If I go back to Australia, I usually bring Yorkshire tea back with me. Milk is a bit more difficult. You can get Devondale milk here, but I think it might be reconstituted in the Philippines. We use Magnolia milk. Jean likes it. I don't drink the milk. I have it in tea and coffee. Jean drinks it and she likes that one the best, which is a Filipino company, and that's reconstituted milk powder and that. But it's okay in tea. Devondale's okay in tea, and there's a myriad of other ones as well. They're all okay for me, but for Jean, she has preferences, and it's the Magnolia one. I can see the meat coming up now. Yeah, but the long life milk here is fine in tea and coffee. I'm not so keen on the powdered milk in tea and coffee. It's not bad in coffee. I don't know what the brand, Coffee Mate. You can get that here. I don't mind that in coffee, but it's no good in tea. It is difficult to get certain things which you like to have in various countries you come from. Surprisingly, on shopping, you seem to be able to get virtually anything. For me, like Coleman's mustard, that'll be back to front money. I got that on Shopee. I brought English mustard back from Australia when I was last there, but it's expensive. I can't remember the price of that. The Coleman's mustard. They do it in the powder as well to mix yourself, so that's running out. I'll probably try the powder. But yeah, you can get this sort of stuff, but you do have to pay for it. So yeah, when I go back to Australia, I'll bring as much stuff back as I can, stuff I can't get here. I do adapt to, after 3 years, I am starting to adapt to some Filipino stuff. Most of it I don't like because it's sweet. Biscuits. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. If I can find it, I've got a packet here somewhere. Yeah, I eat the occasional biscuit. And Jean got these, the Filipino ones, ginger snaps. So she got a packet of them for me. And I quite like a ginger nut biscuit now and again. And I tried them, and there weren't so much ginger in them as a ginger nut biscuit, but a very, very nice biscuit. So every now and again at 11 o'clock I'll have a cup of coffee and a couple of ginger nut biscuits. But I do miss, I'm a bit picky with food. I do miss a lot of things. I've got some curry powder in the cupboard I brought back from Australia, so I can have a curry every now and again.
Day, palihog mo ko scalp you, Day.
So what we got weight-wise? Have you worked it out?
Scalp you. Wala iro din ha, dong? Wala iro din sa gawas?
I'm guessing 83 kilos. Spartan Storm said drip box. I assume that's where you can get different British things. I'll Google that and see what it means. I'll tell you what, food-wise, I'm enjoying the pork we're producing. Oh, it's beautiful meat. It's tender. And it's roast. When you roast it, it's got heaps of flavour. Now here they boil it up in soup, so I don't know if it's any better for them to what they normally have. Hopefully it is, because if they are enjoying it better, the trade will build.
83.6.
83.6. So it's 0.6 ounce.
Last week was 79, so it's
Yeah.
increasing.
Yeah.
The very first one we start on 70.
Yeah. So the first pig we butchered out that was 80 kilos, and now with 95 we're pushing 100 kilos, probably live weight.
So I'm gonna go outside now.
So Jean's on her way out. The stall's set up. So I'll leave this.
Maybe you can bring the camera outside if you want. No? You want?
Well, there's a lot of controversy here at the minute about filming in the Philippines, so maybe not a good idea. You only need one awkward person. And the bloody bird monster might be coming down the road, so I'm gonna stay here. Bitbox are many of the Philippines' main arms, many products from Sainsbury's. Right. I'll look into that, Spartan.
What's that?
Sainsbury's is a supermarket chain in the UK. Yeah. Yeah, Martin's just sent a ballot buying box to his girlfriend, and he's back in December. Yeah. Yeah, okay, thanks for tuning in. I'll close it there, and I'll make a video of the meat sales this morning. I'll include it in tomorrow's video, and yeah, we'll see you all again shortly. So for now. Now I've got to figure out now how you turn this bloody thing off. That button there.